It's me, the D.O. Double G. Welcome to the Eden Army Podcast with your host tonight, Pete Robert Tucci.
Welcome, team, to the Eden Army Podcast. We are happy to be back in Central Florida, the land of the free, just in time to go vote for our next president of the United States. We got a lot going on, so we do have some news, but mostly we're just going to shoot some crap for the evening. Don't forget, guys, whenever Russ puts this thing up here, he's prompting me to do what I don't like to do and follow, share, subscribe, like, all that good stuff on all of these platforms here. So make sure you do that. Thank you, Russ, for reminding me of that. We've got some people over there in Kick. If you're in any of the other platforms, please, by all means, give me a message. Let me know you're there because I'm only monitoring Kick right now over here. We got Christy in Kick. We got Terry. Terry, it was good seeing you at Fallout. Brought us some gringo style salsa for myself. I appreciate that. Patrick Seven, what's up, brother? Mama Teresa is over there. Also, like I said, we do have a lot going on, and I think in order to do this, I probably need to bring Russ in and let him talk about some of the craziness. Mr. Russ Sawyer, what's going on, my brother from another mother?
Absolutely, man. We have craziness going on this week, don't we?
Oh, man, I tell you what, man, there is stuff popping off on the political climate. Israel's taking care of business in the region. We got so much stuff going on that it's making my head spin. But that's not important.
Yep. Real quick for those of you listening, in regards to Israel and our brother from a Jewish mother, he is doing well over there. He is in support capacity. He's not really happy about it, but he's doing the thing, and he is doing well.
Yeah, so he's delivering food to the men that are actually fighting the war while he sits on the sidelines because he's an old man like me, I suspect. So, but we do wish him safe. I mean, he's in a dangerous spot, so
Absolutely.
wish he's safe over there. Well, we got back from Fallout nice and safe for us. We got to see all of our family, all of our friends. T does an amazing job every year with these things.
Really
like I
does.
said, Terry brought us snacks. Immediately
She brought
brought us
me real
biscuits.
salsa. She brought you the white guy salsa.
Yeah, because she knows I got a bitch belly. That's why. So she pays attention to me. Unlike my wife, who just puts habaneros in everything and tries to kill me.
Absolutely.
What do you say, Larry? Good to see you over there, brother.
Yeah, Larry Dial in the house. Hope to see you guys at Fallout, or excuse me, Mountain Readiness in May, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of May. Yeah. Jeff Johnson in the house, and you're going to be on Jeff and Susan's podcast on Tuesday night.
I am. Tuesday night during the election. I think I got a little spot there. We're going to talk about some of the regional politics and see where the numbers are falling, especially in Florida and Wisconsin. So, Jeff, at any point, go ahead and give yourself a push for that in chat so we can put it up so people know where to find me.
Electile dysfunction 24. Love it.
I love that.
And since we're talking about podcasts like that, real quick, shout out to Angry American. He will be streaming live from Donnie Dunn's house, and we'll be going for an undetermined amount of time. There'll be people like NC Scout, Bob Toombs, Sue LaRue, maybe even the great Pete Robertucci will be dropping in, saying hi, and giving their perspective on the election and the with Chris. You know it's going to be.
Yeah, so maybe I will. You're right. Maybe I will pop in and see what's going on. Mom Weatherman's in the house. Good to see you, Mom.
Hi, Ma.
Terry, you're right. You do pay attention. I appreciate you for that. So, Russ, we all look. It's Halloween, right?
It is
tonight's Halloween, and we all should be dressed up in our costumes because we've been given the name that we've been given our costume already by the President of the United States. He told us exactly what we are. He told us exactly who we are and what he thinks of over half of the American public. You don't believe me, Russ? Show him.
Absolutely.
And just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization is seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American. It's
You know, the crazy part is the White House is trying to backtrack now, right, Russ? They're trying to
yeah.
say, look, he was only talking about that one comedian in Madison Square Garden, but it clearly says support TERS.
Exactly. Not only that, the several Republicans have come out and have told the White House that you may be violating procedural law in regards to White House transcripts because you've changed the transcript. And they're demanding that, there you go, changing the transcript. Exactly. So it's just hilarious, Patrick. I was just getting ready to say that. Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth and made them sound a whole lot better.
But it's crazy, right? And it's not just that. It's a systemic problem within that administration. Always had been. Remember, guys, they said, look, we need to tone it down. Let's tone down the rhetoric. Right? But they're still saying he's a danger to democracy. They're still equating his Madison Square Garden rally to a rally that Hitler had in the 30s or 40s or something like that. So they're not toning down the rhetoric. And if you thought that whole garbage thing was just a one-over, like it was just a slip, did you see the 2 billboards in New York City, Russ?
I didn't see those. What are you talking about?
There's two billboards in New York City that basically say, don't let this trash in our city. And it's depicting a white male with a MAGA hat on. And so, look, this is not a one-over. It's not a slip of the tongue. It's not dementia Joe.
I mean, they tell us to tone down the rhetoric, but like you said, just about every person that goes on stage with Kamala calls Trump Hitler. Hillary calls us deplorables. And now Biden is calling us garbage. Well, you know what? Okay, fine. I voted for the felon. But I'll tell you this, though. I have to give it to the Trump campaign. They know how to react to these things, and they are playing 4-dimensional chess while Kamala and them are playing Chinese checkers.
They really are, and you're right. Trump did have a response to this, and his people are geniuses. What was that response, Russ? Do we have a video for that?
Yeah, we got a video for that.
And just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating.
Try it again. Let's try this one.
And 50 million people are not garbage. I can tell you who the real garbage is, but we won't say that.
And again, you see him getting on the truck there. He's going to be making some more comments, answering questions. Again, this is all stemming from that Madison Square Garden rally that the former president had earlier this week.
Yeah, look, his people were on top of it almost immediately. Like, how in the hell do you get a brand new garbage truck with Trump flags and already decals on it the same hour that this idiot Dementia Joe says something like that?
And guys, we didn't get a chance to get the clip, but if you got a chance to see the follow-on clip from the rally that he was attending, his initial monologue in regards to, he walks out on stage wearing the vest still, and the monologue on that is absolutely hilarious. And he talks about how he was worried about making that first step because, of course, the mainstream media was there, and if he fumbled, he would be decrepit and old and everything. And he goes, well, shit, I got to make sure I do this. He literally said shit. It was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, and even that, even that, Russ, it was great because the liberal or the mainstream media was already trying to say that almost turned into a disaster because he almost fell out of the truck. But he even beat him to that somehow. I don't understand it. The guy's a friggin' genius. Like him or not like him, he is. Someone mentioned it earlier. He is a super troll, and I appreciate that because most of my time on Facebook is trolling the mentally ill left. So I love it. Yeah, Patrick, they did say that and Russ had mentioned this earlier. Sorry,
What
is it
did
chatting
Patrick
it up
say?
too quick? Patrick said that they were trying to get onto him about illegally driving a garbage truck and not having a CDL. Nah, it doesn't work. He was on a tarmac. He wasn't on a public street.
Yeah,
Shut up,
and he drove at 2
MSNBC.
feet, you know,
You're a bunch of douche nozzles.
pretty
So,
much. But
what was Matt? Matt said something earlier. Matt White, the super duper narrator for Birchwood Burning, getting great reviews, selling a lot of Audible stuff. Matt, good job. I'm working already. I woke up at 4:30 this morning, Russ, and started writing
yeah,
Birchwood Burning Part 2, and
awesome.
it comes out the gate hot.
That's
It
good.
comes
I
out,
know. I
yeah.
mean, that part I do know because we've done a little preview with that. And so, what's going on while we're talking about that? What's going on with Eden Army and the Eden series and Audible?
So the Eden series on Audible Book 2 is in review. Eden Under Threat. Of course, Chris Ennis is doing that one. So as soon as they get that, should be another 3 days, and that should hit the market. I'll fire out all this on all the socials about that, so you guys will be able to pick that up. And Eden 3 is already in production, so he get the 15-minute preview. He just uploaded that today, so hopefully that'll be done whenever Chris gets to it. But I really want to put Matt back to work. I want to get him going. I love the way he does stuff. It's different than what we're used to, and I dig it. So, and plus, he's a fellow first responder. We got to take care of each other, right? So,
Absolutely. Now, speaking of social media and stuff like that, let's run this new promo we got here real quick, and then we'll come back to talk more about. I guess we'll talk about the election since that seems to be the hottest topic. So we'll play this promo real quick.
copy that. Hey guys, looks like YouTube and Facebook are at it again, constantly shadow banning conservative podcasts like mine. That's why we move over to kick.com and we'll stay there. But how can you help? How can you become a member of this? Well, the first thing you do is go over to kick.com/Pete Robertucci. Don't forget the underscore in between the Pete and the Robertucci. Hit the follow button and then mash that subscribe button to become a member. It's going to cost you like $4 a month, I think. But what that's going to do is going to give you an opportunity to get enrolled in our drawings when we have it. And we give away some pretty darn cool stuff. No obligation. You can cancel whenever you like. But it ensures that you keep up to date with our podcast. And you get a chance to win some pretty cool stuff. Look, get off the bench. Become a member. There you go. I don't understand, Russ. I have no idea why Facebook and YouTube continues to shadow ban us. It's not like I talk bad about those communist, socialist shit platforms. It's not like I shoot them the middle finger in my promos. I have no idea why. But
it's not like you use your First Amendment right to support your Second Amendment right on the air, but we got to calm down the rhetoric, man. Got to calm down the rhetoric. Here, hold on. Let me do this. Those platforms that want to shadow ban us.
Well, there you go.
I join you.
Busted.
Yeah.
So let's we'll slow the roll down. We got a couple more bits of news. We're going to slow the roll down a little bit.
Pick up your magazine. Let's do it again.
What?
Lock the slides back. Pick up your magazine. Let's do it again.
Man, you're gonna give some people over there in the chat PTSD, man.
Yeah, poor Christy over there she's gonna snap. She hears that.
She'll start twitching.
She hears that. So that's referring to the training we had on Monday after Fallout. There's a whole bunch of videos out there of me dealing misery to some of our tribe. but I think they got something out of it. I think they had a good time, and
And
they smoked it during the Troy's Gate
absolutely,
experience.
absolutely. And
Uh,
she goes, "Oh, for the love of God." But no, I'll agree with you, Pete. Having been out there on the range with you on Monday, going through these basic drills, folks, is what Pete was teaching. And when we got into the Troy's Gate scenario and the Troy's Gate experience, which I 100% recommend, we will be back in May to do it again. We didn't see the errors that we thought we'd see.
No.
Especially from certain people. We thought we might see some issues, and we didn't see them.
Yeah,
You know?
it's true. It's true. And there were some. Look, I don't think people realize in some of these scenarios, especially you guys that took that class, the people that you outperformed. The background. Let me say it a different way. The background of some of the people that you, as new shooters, actually outperformed. It was astonishing to me. It made me proud. Guy at the end of it, when we were doing he said, "Man, I don't know why I got a little choked up when I was watching you guys do this stuff." And I sat in there and told you how proud I was of you for doing that. I was getting a little choked up, and I'm glad that Randy kind of went on and talked for a little bit, because if he'd have went to me right off the bat, I'd have cried like a little sissy. So,
Hey, you put your heart and soul into the class, man, and it shows. And
yeah. Look, I just love doing it. I love doing it.
Man, this was the first time you and I got a chance to actually do a full-blown class together. And man, I loved it. I'm all in. Anytime you need me as an RSO, I'm there. All you got to do is call.
Yeah, it was a good time. Me and Russ played off each other pretty good. Jeff, I think it's May 2nd through the 5th is the next.
2nd through the 4th.
2nd through the 4th, and then we're
Your
doing.
class is the 5th, and Troy's Gate is the 6th.
Right, there you go. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna try to do that every event out there. We're gonna try to follow it up with a basic pistol class. Yeah, we talked about pistols, YouTube and Facebook. Bite me. It's a class. It's a training thing.
Training class.
But,
let's hope we have May. And with the way this election is going, I mean, there's so many different things going on. If you follow it on X, because the mainstream media is not going to show you half of this stuff. You guys know that. Just one of the ones that I looked at today, voting machines in Wisconsin, Virginia, and Ohio have Trump's name either misspelled or obscured. Mm-hmm. So you can't hardly make it out. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, look, and what's going to happen is what's going to happen. We can't change it. We can prepare for it, right? But we can't change it.
Oh, yeah.
The Trump administration is suing a ton of people right now. Most notably, in Virginia, the Supreme Court said that over 1,600 illegal ballots because illegal immigrants filed these ballots, which the Democrats wanted to stay on. Actually, the Supreme Court did their job for this constitutional republic and said, no, those ballots have to go.
Yeah.
And that's just one instance. There are other instances where...
Oh, yeah. I mean, voter machines in Kentucky, they're changing the Trump vote to the camel toe on screen. You can sit there and watch the guy. He's trying to hit it. He does it 10 times in a row on video, and it keeps automatically going to Kamala. Drives me nuts.
But here's the deal. We're seeing right now a record number of early voting from Republicans. They can't. If that's the case, if we keep showing up the way we are in every state, because we are showing up in every state, there's no way they can cheat. There's no way. They can try, maybe they do. But even if they do, look, we just fall back to our preparedness. It's what we expect, right? They're liberals. Yeah. That's what they do. They cheat. They lie.
As of last night, 68% of registered voters in North Carolina had already voted.
That's insane to me. That's got to be unprecedented, right?
Unprecedented.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in all of my life.
Nell in the house over there on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Nell.
Who's Magnum? Is that
Diane? One
That's Diane. That's right.
Diana or
Right.
Diana, yeah.
Yeah. Good to
But
see you guys.
you know, but you talked about preparing for civil and preparing and our preparedness. We have another clip on that is actually pretty interesting. If you want to go into that.
Yeah, well, let's not pop that one yet. We are going to talk about it because it is leading up. It's the media propaganda leading up to what they anticipate happening, and it's interesting because the most interesting thing, Russ, is who they're trying to blame on that. But
Oh,
let's shoot the BS for a little longer before we run that.
no worries. No worries.
Uh,
Okay. Oh yeah, Jeff. We
ABC.
saw that. We talked about that last night. An ABC affiliate posted PA election results with 100% reporting during a Formula One race on ABC, and it said Kamala won PA by 5 points. That was on X yesterday, and we talked about that a little bit last night on the Angry American podcast. It's insane,
Incredible.
and
Incredible.
but talking about stuff like that, you and I talked earlier about how the Trump campaign is suing CBS. I think all of those mainstream medias need to be freaking disbanded. And what they're suing them for, what, $10 billion?
Yeah, $10 billion, because what they did was they went ahead and changed Kamala's interview to make her look better. So what he's alleging, what the Trump administration now is alleging, what his people are alleging, is that this is clear-cut election interference. You can't edit someone just to make them look better. Look, they would never do that to Trump. If they did anything, they would try to make him look worse. So,
yeah. And then Patrick over there in Kick Chat says, don't forget about the Free Palestine incendiary device that was dropped in a voter Dropbox and was extinguished by Dropbox virus suppression devices. Apparently that's a thing. Washington State, Oregon, and it's yet to be determined whether or not it was over in that what happened in Colorado as well, or Arizona. I heard one of those two places.
Yeah, you're right, and I didn't know a suppression system is in the ballot drop boxes either. That's pretty cool.
Interesting. Yeah,
Mama Teresa says Main Street media is dead if Trump wins. My contention is mainstream media is already dead. When you look at guys like Joe Rogan that have millions upon millions of viewers on his podcast, and look, people are getting news right now from the internet. They don't trust MSNBC. They don't trust CNN. They don't trust NBC, ABC. And the other side doesn't trust Fox. So and unfortunately, America is so stupid that we get most of our news from freaking memes on Facebook, and we take those as fact.
Yep.
And it's incredible. So
it really is. But there's just so many different things going on. Yep, I saw that over on X today, Patrick. Use PAC money to tell them they can't vote.
Wow.
And people and even in South Carolina, our little town of Orangeburg, South Carolina, made X today. There was a gentleman. He had a Make America Great hat on, was attempting to vote. And they told him he had to remove his hat and take it out of the area. And little verbal altercation started, to which one of the poll workers physically assaulted him, slapped him. And he was eventually escorted out, but we've yet to find out exactly what happened to the poll worker, but right here in South Carolina. And the backstory to that, my cousin, who was over here fixing my freezer, which is why the door is open, knows the guy. Been friends with him for 30 years. Small world,
Yeah, and let me go back to this real quick. Patrick Seven said a portion of this started when Obama changed the laws. Not only did it start there, but remember the FCC grants for free licenses to news agencies. For free. Now, these licenses are worth billions upon billions of dollars. Trump's talked about it before. To buy one of these licenses, if you were to buy this license, it'd be worth who knows what. They need to do away with that. Once you become a political puppet, Now, guess what? You better start paying for those damn licenses. That's it. Done deal. The government someone should be making money on it if that's the case. So that's when I say a large portion of this started. And also, Jeff, you're right. I did hear about this. They're already starting to talk about the 14th Amendment, Section 3, to keep him from bringing president. I challenge Congress to do that. Please do that. Please do that.
And Len Bullshite said, like with the news shows, it all started with the news shows had to make ratings, because they weren't making ratings.
Yep.
But, you talked about the 14th Amendment. There's the conspiracy theories and rumors are going on that if the result of the election is overwhelmingly, it can't be fixed that to Trump, that they're going to invoke the 25th on Biden, make her the first woman president, get her picture up on the wall, and then spread hate and discontent for the next 4 years. Who knows, man? Who knows? I don't have a crystal ball. This is all stuff that people are saying. You never know.
You're right. And here's been preaching since this all started, since day one of this election cycle. It doesn't matter what happens. Be prepared. Be ready to go. Don't stress over it. Keep living your life and doing these things. Because I tell you what, Russ, the media is already starting. They're already starting the propaganda for when this thing goes sideways, for when he wins the election or even on election day. And you'll never guess, Russ, who in the hell they're blaming for this, who they're going to blame for this civil unrest, because the propaganda machine's already working on it. Show them who they're blaming.
You guys will get a kick out of this one.
It's the last sentence too.
Intelligence agencies are warning of threats of violence in the upcoming election. In a joint intelligence bulletin, agents from the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security are warning law enforcement agencies that domestic violent extremists are seeking to terrorize and disrupt the vote. Let's get more now from NBC's Ken Delanian. What more can you tell us about this warning, Ken?
Good morning, Anna. The FBI and the Department of Homeland Security are warning in this new intelligence bulletin of the heightened risk of lone wolf attacks by domestic extremists motivated by election-related conspiracy theories, including beliefs in widespread voter fraud and their hatred of their political opponents. This will surprise no one who's been paying attention, but it's significant that these agencies are putting this out to local law enforcement a week before the election. The new unclassified bulletin says the goal of these attacks would be to terrorize and disrupt the vote. And to be clear, this document does not describe intelligence about any specific threat. It talks about a general atmosphere of anger and misinformation that could prompt unstable people to engage in threats or violence. And of course, we've already seen that in recent weeks with a series of arrests for election threats, including a man in Philadelphia who allegedly threatened to skin election workers alive. And remember last week, police in Phoenix arrested a person in connection with a mailbox fire that damaged around 20 ballots. The report identified potential targets of violence to include candidates, elected officials, election workers, members of the media, and judges involved in election cases. The potential threats include physical attacks and violence at polling places, ballot drop boxes, voter registration locations, and rallies and campaign events. And of course, Anna, the report doesn't say this, but it's obvious that a lot of these extremists are driven by years of lies about the election, 2020 election, by Donald Trump and his allies.
Nice assumption, asshole.
Yeah, I mean, so look, they're already setting the stage, right? And they're already setting the stage on who to dehumanize, on who to blame. You know what I got to say about that, Russ?
Pick up your magazine. Let's do it again.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, you know what they say about assumptions. It makes an ass out of you and me.
Yeah.
So,
it baffles me. And you know what? It's still going to be a close race. It's still going to be a damn close race. There are that many idiotic people in our country that are going to vote for this DEI non-elected presidential candidate.
Yeah. And Egghead over on YouTube says, "Oh, it's obvious, right?"
Yeah, of course, right?
Oh, you got Christy twitching again. Too funny.
So, guys in chat, what's been going on? How many of you were at Fallout? How many enjoyed it? You got to sound off. Tell everybody what you thought of the experience. Big T's in the house. And he did a great job over there in Fallout, and I look forward. Look, I'll be at every event. I don't care where T goes, where he does the event at.
Yep.
I'm there. So
Absolutely.
and we'll figure out a way to train at each of these. Now, here's the deal, though, with T. T has this nasty habit. They got on me a little bit, Russ, about starting my basic pistol class at 8 a.m. However, on back-to-back days, T decided during the Fallout event that he was going to put me teaching a class at 9 a.m. Back-to-back days.
Yep. And then I heard him say, what was that, Monday night, he said he was going to move your classes to 7:30 because you wanted it.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. That's what I was voluntold too. So.
Yeah. So just because I want to and I like playing with this little feature, how about a little poll over there in Kick Chat? How many of you have already voted?
Oh, I didn't even know you could still do that, Russ. How did you even remember how to do that?
I pulled it right out of my ass.
That's pretty much how
which is what the Democrats are trying to do with this election.
T says he wanted my classes to be consistent. He wanted to keep them the same time every day because he knew my OCD would.
Oh, yeah. Well, I will agree with that. I will agree with that assessment.
There's a little bit of truth to that, Patrick. A little bit.
Oh, no, just a little bit.
A tad bit. So. It was certainly a good time.
You know, it's pretty wild, guys. Friday night, we had over 50 people hanging around the campfire. We had 3 fire pits going. Great fellowship, great conversation. And Chris and Mel stayed the following weekend, and they had a truck show. And Chris told me that they maybe had 50 people there for the truck show. And, yeah, it's like, you know, we bring in the crowds, guys. This group here, they bring in the crowds. We had a great time. Missed some people that were hoping to be there, and I haven't seen Kayla popped in tonight, but you know, she's awesome.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate her. We look forward to seeing her next year. Patrick, you're right about this, but I also heard a poll today that in the 2020 election, only 30% Christians actually got out to vote. Only 30% Christians. What's that tell you? Get out to vote, people. Get your asses out to vote. Because look, we cannot let this administration keep on. It's just something that can't happen. The guy that's in office right now is so friggin' weird. So I mean, Russ, did you see what the hell went on today?
About
his last thing with the babies and stuff like that.
Oh, I haven't.
No, you haven't. Well, look, let's bring in this week's Eden Extra with Snoop D-O double G.
Yeah, you hid this from me. Here we go.
In this week's Eden Extra, Biden bites babies. The dementia-ridden president of the United States is at it again. First he sucks on some toddler toes, then goes to full-on munching of the munchkin. Will someone lock this guy up already? Thanks for tuning in to this week's Eden Extra. Now go vote, you deplorable piece of garbage.
Well done, brother. Well done.
This week's
Eden
done. Extra. So
that's awesome.
That's all we really had in the agenda, wasn't it, Russ? Because we're kind of flying by the.
Oh yeah, we're flying by the seat of our pants tonight. We didn't feel like doing a full scripted thing, but I think that's because we're getting more comfortable and we're feeling better about how we do things. But you know, guys, tell us how are we doing? What can we change aside from? I mean, just we have faces for radio. We know this, so
yeah.
Can't do a lot about that.
Larry, you're right. That dude is creepy as hell. And I'd like to say that it's just because, you know, he has dementia and the poor guy's shitting his pants and drooling on himself every day. But he's been like that with little kids for a long time. Just ask his daughter, by the way, who in her diary said that he used to take showers with her in her early teens. So, no, not creepy at all. But that's misinformation. That's misinformation, right, Russ?
Oh, yeah,
It's
absolutely.
just in his daughter's diary.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a toolbox.
Just like misinformation about Hunter Biden's laptop.
Yeah, and Russian disinformation, the dossier, the this, the that, the other thing.
The list is long.
Larry, and brother, that is the entire Democratic Party. And not only is the entire Democratic Party, but it's all these superstars and these rappers and stuff like this. They're all evil. Every one of them are evil. Liberalism is a mental illness. I'll keep saying it. I told the people that were at the polling today, the Democrats who came over to me and asked me if I had any questions about what's on the ballot. And I said, I just have one question. Why are you people mentally ill? And then they scoffed me and sent me on my way. So, but I did get to vote today. So I did my civic duty there, and hopefully it all works out.
Well, 4 out of the 6 of the folks that voted.
Okay. So we already got early voting in.
Voted.
So you slackers that haven't voted yet, get it in.
It's over. It was over.
Okay.
5-minute poll. 5 minute flies when you're having fun, man.
Oh boy. I'm just over here reading chat, Russ.
Yep, I am too. It's kind of like a couple of things going on. Jeff, we are on YouTube. So if they ban us, I reckon.
Yeah, don't care. I'm not monetized over there. They're not doing anything for us, so they can bite me, as well as Facebook. Don't care. It doesn't matter, right?
If one of those gets dropped, we'll move it to Rumble. You know?
Yeah, John, sorry about that. We have crappy internet. We live in the woods, brother. We're trying. It looks like the stream is pretty good over on kick.com. So if you don't know how to get there, someone can type it into the chat over there, and we'll figure it out. Rev finally woke up. Good to see you, Rev. Glad you made it. I see you took a nap.
Can't get here on time, Rev. Get here when you can.
Gotcha. Rev went out shooting today.
Who's that?
Rev did. He went out to the range today. So he's continuing his practicing after the single day in the Bridge Gate. Good.
Very good.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird how that works, right, Patrick? How every other social media platform we're twitching and we get it's not there's no coincidences. There's not. It's just not a coincidence. But Kick is just flowing nice and smooth.
It is. It is. And we like it. It's been a good platform for us so far. They don't try to throttle us. They actually encourage us to do content like this. And, you know, I'm all for staying over there. Damn
yeah,
rebels.
No, I think we'll stay over here until they
kick us off too. We're garbage. We're not rebels. We're garbage. Get it right.
Yeah. Deplorable garbage. That's what we are.
Absolutely.
Oh, Lord. So what's next? What's next on? So I'm going to Vegas next week or so for the Author Nation thing. So I get to learn how to write and market and all that good stuff.
Yep.
And then taking December off.
Yep. Because you're going on a cruise.
Yep, going on a cruise. I got to make Mama happy there, assuming we're still around in December. Like the world has the shit on us.
And what January is the Ruck March?
January, we're doing the Ruck March from Juniper Springs out to Hidden Pond, just like in book 1 of the Eden series. So we're going to put our 3-day packs on. We're going to spend 3 days in the woods. So get your time off if you need it, if you want to go, and let's see what you got. And then we can do a little hatching.
Yes, Rev, we did. You missed that entire segment at the first of the show there, buddy. So you'll have to catch it on the replay. We actually talked about Trump in his garbage truck. I think that was absolutely awesome.
Yep. Patrick says they don't have their talons in Kick yet, and then Kick paid a homeless lady that a streamer actually screwed over for $20,000. He actually went back and paid her. So
did you hear about that?
Yeah, I did. I think Patrick even DM'd me.
Yeah, it was actually legit. He scammed this lady, and they said nope, and I booted the guy.
Yeah,
they were people that are getting super stupid when it comes to stuff like that over on Kick. They're getting banned, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, if they're treating people wrong, but I just don't ever want Kick to say that anything I'm doing is against my First Amendment rights, because I don't do anything wrong on any of the platforms. Look, I have a right to tell Facebook and YouTube to kiss my ass because I think they're socialist pieces of shit. I have the right to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't understand why they give me a hard time.
Yeah, I know, right? They just keep giving you a hard time. But it is what it is.
Yeah, you can't complain. Javi's still in Switzerland or Belgium or Ireland or something.
I know he was in Ireland. They were in Ireland yesterday, I believe. And then after January, we have the Return to Eden Army.
Yes, that is. Yeah, that's in January. That's in February, the last weekend, I think. When's the cruise? We're going on Thanksgiving weekend. No, we're going in December, Larry. So we'll be in town after Thanksgiving. So if you want to hang out, if you're over in Orlando, come hang out. Rev, I don't look. I'm gonna put this up real quick because I want. Nope, that went up. That went up. I want to show Rev's video of Troy's Gate.
Absolutely,
Reverend.
Absolutely, yeah.
I want to show your video from Troy's Gate, and then when you get on me for cussing on the podcast,
Rev had to go to confessional after Troy's Gate,
and it was like a 5-hour confession. It had to have been, right? So
yeah. But I tell you,
pick up your magazine. Let's do it again.
But I tell you, the funniest one out of all of them was Doc on the first scenario.
Yeah.
I mean,
For those of you that don't know, we had a guy fly in from Florida. He was a doctor, really cool guy. He's been taking private lessons from me for quite some time. And doctors want to help people. They don't want to hurt anyone, do no harm, right? That's what they say. So when he went into the first Troy's Gate scenario, he had the biggest smile on his face. Like his smile was going to calm everything down. Everything was going to be all right. Then
it reset Zach.
It
reset Zach.
It did. And it threw one of the actors for a loop at first until he realized what he was there for. And then he pulled out a shotgun and started going to work.
Oh, yeah. And we don't have them yet, Christy. I keep checking my email as well. They're working on it. They had a ton of classes last week, the week we were there, so they're trying to get them all out. So they'll get them to us, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, they'll get them to you. Look, be careful what you wish for, because they may fall into the wrong hands, and everybody could see what happened at Troy's Gate. Oh, my browner brother from another mother, Jose's in the house. Jose's one of the guys that always has my 6. So hey, brother, good to see you. Made it on Kick. Karen, I don't know why you can't get on Kick. Everyone else is seeming to be able to do it okay. But they did change, so make sure when you type in let me write this real quick. Make sure you type it in this way. I'll put it in Kick Chat because they changed.
Well, she's not in Kick Chat, so
it'll pop up on here. It'll pop up on here, though.
But she won't be able to see it, I don't think.
It'll pop up on the restream.
Okay.
And then I'll do this. Make sure you type it in like that, because they changed that hash or not that hash, but that the mark in the middle to an underscore. So, and guys, for those of you that want to do the class next year in May, we've only got 4 spots. We've already only got 4 spots left. So now bear in mind, no one has actually paid for anything yet. So if you get your money in before they do, then I don't know what to tell you. But
well, and if we have to adjust fire on our end and run 2 sessions, we'll run 2 sessions, but we want to get 10 slots at first.
Well, we have to keep the good price from Troy's Gate. We got to get 10 slots. That's the minimum amount we could have. So
yeah, but I know
no, Mama made it.
Yeah,
had a girl.
Yeah, there she goes.
I knew you could do it.
And like on one of my scenarios, I think it was the second scenario. He's like, you rich. I don't like you rich boys or something like that. And I started laughing at him because most of you know me. I am by far from being a rich guy.
Mm-hmm. T, I agree.
I know, T.
God, but how nice was he, right? He just walked up to me and he's like, "Oh, I'm bullshit." And I go, "Yeah, you look like bullshit." And he goes, "No, that's my name. I'm bullshit." I go, "Oh, okay, gotcha." And then he explained
did the
why
same thing to me, and I grabbed him by the hand and drug him like a little schoolgirl to your RV. He's like, "Dude, I found bullshit." You come walking out, and you're like, "What?" I said, "This is bullshit."
And bullshit. I liked your buddy. Me and him got along really, really well. He's an old spec op guy, and I ended up being my nickname for him was Spec Op. But he was a super cool dude too. So that's the whole thing about this for us. This event, you never know who you're going to meet. And old Spec Op ran in the same circles as was it Sue or no with Carl, right?
Yep, I believe so. And,
it's just,
he's also big into barbecue. He and I had a freaking about an hour-long conversation about barbecuing. You're right. It's the people you meet there. I met a gentleman there who is a Citadel graduate. And for those of you that know, my nephew is getting ready to graduate from the Citadel. And their alumni association is a very close-knit association. Their class rings. Okay, my nephew just got his class ring this year for graduating this year. It has gold in it from the original cast Citadel rings, however many years ago when they first started them.
Wow. Incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, And
pick up your magazine. Let's do it again.
Triggering freaking.
Let's just keep doing it.
So he gave me his contact information, said if my nephew needed anything, and that's happened on a couple of these events. And speaking of events, have you decided about what you're doing?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Holy crap. That's in the
in March.
It's in the spring. It's in March. Yeah, I think my wife is making me hit the road. I think we're gonna do hit all the preparedness festivals down in the Southeast. Even though I said I wouldn't after the Hindman experience, I think I'm gonna renegotiate how I do things and reevaluate how I do things, and and probably try to show up for that for Terry's event. We'll see.
We love you, Chris.
She's so mean. We got to get I got to get some of the videos from that you took from the training exercise, and we can really throw them into a PTSD
scenario. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was. It's not nice. Not nice. Let's see what else. Oh, the little emojis don't come over. Okay, I appreciate that, T. Little emojis don't come over from Kick to the restream chat. That's unfortunate.
Well, Finches just showed up.
Yeah, but not in the restream. Oh no, they just popped up. Yep.
Yeah.
A little delayed.
But, we're going to get back. I'm assuming we're going to get back to starting to do some teaching scenarios while we're here. Probably the first of the year. Guys, send either me or Pete a private message to what you want us to talk about in regards to preparedness. Give us an idea of where you guys want to go with your preparedness, and we'll do what we can. If we don't know it, we'll make it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll figure it out one way or the other. If we don't know it, somebody else in our tribe certainly does, and we'll bring his ass on to his or her ass on to teach it. So, what does it say? Yeah, that was Patrick 8. That wasn't Patrick 7. That was a different Patrick. Christy.
Ooh, Michigan.
If you do Michigan in the summertime, if it's up north near the UP area, I may be interested in doing something like that. Well, hell, T could put the show on the road in the summertime and do a Michigan event. I would definitely go. I'll follow T wherever the hell he goes. So,
absolutely.
If you got a spot in Michigan, get with T. Maybe he'd be interested in doing a mountain readiness in the shitty state of Michigan.
Yeah, because you were going to go to. You were going to do one in Wisconsin that got canceled, and then the other one, was it in Michigan or was it in Minnesota?
It was in Minnesota.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure if both of those have got. I think both of those ended up getting canceled or whatever.
Yep, I believe they did.
Show us our stuff and throw us out to the ABC folk. Nice. Explain that to me.
I did Rev. You mean the alphabet agencies?
Oh, Rev sometimes is like Jesus. He talks in parables. So
I know, right? That's awesome.
I'm not sure. I should have waited till you took a drink for that.
Oh, you would have gotten me on that one. You would have gotten me on that one. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh. So that's, I'm trying to interpret, but you had to make sure I know. Was I right there, Rev, that we were talking about alphabet agencies? Yep. Again, there's another one. Corey, show up when you can.
Is that Battle Gnome?
You missed almost the whole show. Yeah, Battle Gnome.
Ah, jeez. Well, Battle Gnome, this is just for you. Let's show Battle Gnome the Eden Extra again. Let's show that because Rev missed it.
Oh,
and Battle
awesome!
Gnome
Here you go, Rev. All right, here we go. Eden Extra.
In this week's Eden Extra, Biden bites babies. The dementia-ridden president of the United States is at it again. First he sucks on some toddler toes, then goes to full-on munching of the munchkin. Will someone lock this guy up already? Thanks for tuning in to this week's Eden Extra. Now go vote, you deplorable piece of garbage.
AI Snoop had a little New York accent there.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he was like an Italian gangster or Snoop for a while.
We're number one with Rev.
Rev, I wasn't going to say anything, but Rev goes into a scenario. Rev, our preacher, Eden Army's preacher, goes into a scenario, and as he walks in, he's doing this to the guy. That before he even talks, before he says anything, he's just flipping the guy off. Rev,
I think we're bad influences, man.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's going to start drinking bourbon and cussing. I would say cuss like a sailor, but he was one, so maybe he's just having flashbacks.
Well, he was cussing like a sailor in the Troy's Gate experience, which I have no room to talk. Because I was I needed to wash my mouth out with bourbon after that.
There was a lot of cursing there. it was funny. I mean, so I think out of all the scenarios that we watched of our own, and plus some of the ones that he watched, that he showed us of other people, the funniest one was of the LEO that went up to Randy and said, I want to walk in and just shoot Zach, not even worry about the scenario. I'm just going to go in and shoot him and turn around and walk out. And so Randy's like, yeah, sure, why not? Guy walks in, just stitches Zach and goes, fuck you, Zach, turns around and walks out.
That was funny as hell. But Zach will do that to you, right? Zach can get you to that point to where you just want to kill everybody. And it doesn't matter who else is in the scenario, just kill everybody.
Yeah. Especially Zach. Is that a bad influence on him or a good influence?
Yeah, that might work. That'll work just as much as Doc's smiling at him worked. So while you're preaching, he'll shoot you in the face.
Yep. Too much fun. Too much fun. But guys, if you missed it, you need to sign up. It's going to be a good one this time. We'll have fun.
Yeah, I think what we'll do if we get over 10 people, Russ, I think what we'll end up doing is we'll still start at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
We'll run all the way to 1 o'clock. And then we'll bring in another class for the pistol, and we'll go from, or maybe, 1 or 2 o'clock. And then we'll run this 2 o'clock class until dark. And then that way we get enough. Look, it's all about getting people trained, right? It's all about getting people prepared. I'll stay there all damn day if I have over. How many did we have? We had 8 on the range.
We had 8 on the range.
And then Mel and the EOD guy.
Yeah.
So we had 10.
That was 10.
So
yeah, I mean,
we can do 10
mm-hmm.
without too much of a problem. And how nice was Randy to let us use that range? No
Man,
charge.
it was a nice range. He was very happy with the students and us for making the range look better than it did even when we got there. Because he said, he blamed local LEO just leaving brass all over the place, and we picked up a ton of brass that was not ours because you could tell. I mean, you guys have been to the range before, you know what we're saying.
Yeah. And Patrick, it's a proprietary mirror system. It's not a mirror, of course, because you can't shoot a mirror; it'd break.
It's almost like Mylar.
It's almost like a foil. But regardless, what ends up happening is let me try to get in this camera here. Your actors are over here in this bay, and you're in this bay with a wall separating you. So their reflection you can see. So, and these actors really know how to get you off. They know the little tricks that are going to make you want to kill them. And sometimes they'll reach in their pocket and pull out a damn cell phone, and you'll stitch them up because you just want to kill them.
Especially if you're a Secret Service agent. Sorry. Did I say that out loud?
No, I'm not going to run. Well, I don't know, T. T says I didn't know if he's going to.
Yeah, he's messing with you.
Yeah, not my first. Look, if that's what it takes to get more people trained, I will definitely do that. But that's going to be a hard half day. I want people there at 8 o'clock. And when did we leave? 5 o'clock? 4:30-ish, 5 o'clock?
5, I think.
But we had an hour lunch, so look, we just need to get people trained. But no, I want to work them like dogs because that's how they can get under stress and be angry at me.
Drop an acorn and a Florida cop will bag dump. Corey posted that.
That is true.
And yes, Chris likes shooting babies. So
I agree,
Patrick, you saw the videos, and that's exactly the way it works. These guys are in the bay right next to you, but it looks and feels like they are literally right in front of you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree too. We need to give them full days. Look, so hell, what we'll do if we have to. That'd be hard to do, though.
Monday and Tuesday, and pump it to Wednesday, but that would be a Randy call. Unless we could do a Monday class, Tuesday class, and do Troy's Gate on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. But again, that would depend on Randy's schedule.
We'll figure it out. Don't let that stop you from signing up.
Oh,
if we can work it out to do a Monday, Tuesday, and then a Wednesday, Thursday. I don't care. I just want to train people.
Absolutely. I had fun,
was,
man. It brought, like you and I were talking afterwards, man. For me, it brought back so many memories of my time of being a firearms instructor and a range official when I was in the military. And I had a great time when I was out there doing that. And I had a great time when I was out there with you. You know, we had a good time. The students did well. You know, you just handle the situations.
I'm in my element. I'm in my element when I'm out there. I hate being behind the desk. God knows I hate doing podcasts. But out on the range, man, I am just. It's not work to me. It's so much damn fun. So
And yes, we know Carl does 12+ hour days. There, T.
yeah, Carl's a
But his class is also twice the size sometimes as ours.
Yeah, that was tough. But and then Carl and Tactical Rifleman are going to be there the week following, right?
Yep, they'll be there the same week that we'll be out there at Troy's Gate. They are teaching at Duncan, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right, T? They're going to be teaching at Duncan again,
and
they'll be running
on the other place.
Yeah, they'll be teaching probably combat pistol rifle carbine, EDC carry, and maybe I think they talked about doing high risk traffic or not high risk travel. Is something Sue mentioned last night on the after we were off the air.
Yeah. Ramona, next class is May 5th and 6th, right after the Mountain Readiness event in Harmony, North Carolina.
Oh, T, you talking about that private range you took Chris and I to while we were up there during the first Mountain Readiness? Because if so, that was a nice range. They actually could shoot out to a grand there. It was really nice.
I haven't given Randy a call yet, but I'm working on getting a group of investors together that I want to take through the Troy's Gate experience for something I want to do.
Yeah.
But that's still in the works. But we need to. I want to do something a little different. But we'll see.
Yep. And T mentioned in the chat, NC Scout will be doing a class the day prior on the 1st of May. It'll be his comms class. It is not your ordinary comms class. This is field use of your radio, field expedient antennas, how to build them, that sort of thing. My understanding is it's a great class. I talked to Scout the other day on the phone. He is excited about coming to Mountain Readiness. He's been wanting to. He's finally been able to get it into his schedule because he plans 6 months in advance, for his classes and stuff. So he's actually really looking forward to it.
And that's kind of cool. I may be able to take some classes because I never get to take any classes, right? So I may be able to take some classes before the actual Mountain Readiness event. So that's kind of cool.
Yep,
hey, and you know what, T? Meta and Kelly are certified pistol instructors. You know that, right? And they were more than willing to go ahead and do some dry fire stuff, kind of like the same thing I was doing. She's going to kill me for saying that. But yeah, reach out to Meta and Kelly.
If she's not here to defend herself, she gets her as she deserves.
Exactly. Exactly. But you know me, T. I'll help any way I can.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And if that takes throwing somebody under the bus, that's what we'll do.
Oh, absolutely.
Rev, I voted today. I was telling everybody while you were napping that I made it out to vote today. And we actually did a poll that you missed because you were napping on how many people voted. And I think about 8 out of 10 people voted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you now bullshit. You're the one that won from Miss K's. Won that Troy's Gate experience. So
all he needs to do is pay for your class.
Yeah, you take the Monday basic pistol class, and then you roll right into Troy's Gate. You got a 2-day experience for only $200. That's pretty sweet.
Boy, I tell you, these people that show up when they want to, and we have to go back and answer their questions that we've already addressed. That kind of gets perturbing, So
I know,
Corey,
I know.
I'm gonna call you out. Pete will be on a podcast with Suzanne Sherman and Jeff Johnson on election night. and then he will try and pop in to the Angry American Watch Party on election night that they're having out of Donnie Dunn's place with better internet. So you'll have plenty of opportunity to see Pete and all our other folks. I know T's planning on jumping in over there with Chris. Sue LaRue, NC Scout, several of them are planning on dropping in over there and popping on screen and giving their opinions of election night.
And here's the thing about there's two things that really tweak me and really make me nervous. It's election night, so I can't do a full entire podcast on election. I'll lose my mind. I'll be on unless I do it from the top of a tall building. And doing a podcast during a Miami Dolphins game isn't going to happen. I just can't do it. All right, because I'm that weird guy that just is anal about everything, and I'm a super fan for some stuff. But I will, like Russ said, I'll be over there on Sherman's podcast, and I may drop into Angry Americans podcast. Hold on, let's pop this up real quick.
Yeah. And on Corey, I did and didn't catch me offline, and I'll explain. But instead of using his call sign in the new children's book that is coming out by Kermit Jones, is hopefully going to be available for pre-order sometime in November, and live for purchase sometime in December. We put some Easter eggs in there, and I'll give this one away. You're going to see a poster in there that says "No Sad Hands," and that's a shout out to NC Scout.
Yeah, gotcha. Jeff, is that a podcast that she does, or just a voice like radio show deal? So I'm not sure. I haven't tuned into her gig.
So what do
you? I didn't mind. Mind for Survival's interview. That was kind of cool.
That was very cool. It was very well done, and finally being able to meet Brian in person was just awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And his media person sent us some good footage and some pictures that we're going to use for future stuff. So what are you drinking tonight, Pete?
Melissa got me this thing when we got back from Mountain Readiness. I don't know too much about it, but let me see. It's it's the Noble. It's the Noble collection, but it's not the Cornerstone. Remember, I was telling you about that bottle of Cornerstone I had that I've been saving that I'll never drink because it went through the roof. So she got me this, and I'm kind of digging it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Tom Bryce gifted me this while we were up there at Fallout, and I've been partaking in it is Hannisville Straight Rye Whiskey. From a local distillery up in West Virginia, Martinsburg, West Virginia. And it's actually the night before you guys Fallout.
Now, who was Tom? He was a construction guy, right? The
construction guy. Yep.
Yeah, he was super nice.
He was.
Ballsy edition. Christy. There's only one thing I have to say about that.
Hold on. Oh, let me do it.
Pick up your magazine. Let's do it again.
Do it right and drink it. Yeah.
I'm a distinguished gentleman. I don't do that only unless it's around the campfire and
passing the bottle around.
Yeah,
and that
it's usually
great.
in a mason jar.
And that turned out really, really well. I was pleasantly surprised with that.
Allegedly. Hey T, why don't you go to another expo where you don't have to work so much and you can just hang out with the crowd? That would be. T has some funny stories, man. When you get him going,
man,
my goodness, he'll have you pee in your pants.
Yeah, I mean, he came down a couple times before we all left and just sat around the campfire with just the 6 or 7 of us that was there, and just had us rolling, man.
Yeah. Jeff, you're a man after my own heart.
Mm-hmm. I can handle a good cigar every once in a while.
No, that guy doesn't sleep. He's either taking care of the homestead or putting on superstar events all the time.
And, he's still doing a ton of stuff, guys, with, the disaster relief up there.
Yeah. No, that's funny right there.
That is funny.
Friggin' funny.
That is. Well, Rev, we'll have to take your word for it unless you have some liquid proof of that.
What is that? Good. Chrissy's amped up. She's so happy.
Yeah, she likes that.
So good. She did so good at friggin' Troy's Gate. I
Did.
was so proud of her.
Did. They all did. They all did.
Mm-hmm.
But we took some lessons learned away from it that we're going to try to improve in our course of instruction for the basic pistol class, which will hopefully allow our students to do better in Troy's Gate. And so we're going to revamp the class a little bit. I think that's what you were saying, wasn't it, Pete?
Yeah, when I was taking notes in the control room during each and some of the scenarios, I was actually in there with you guys. So I'll tailor some stuff that I didn't think. Well, quite honestly, I didn't think that Troy's Gate was going to do. I didn't think they were going to bring us in 2 at a time, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't. Although we were tight up on that static line,
and we had a couple instances of brass going into places where they didn't necessarily need to be. But for you ladies that are planning to attend, take it from the ladies that attended. Do not wear a V-neck shirt. I'll just leave it at that.
Or if you do,
I mean, we have it on video with Christy with her shirt up around her nose because she's trying to get a piece of brass out.
Yeah, went after Zach with a double barrel
over the shoulder boulder holder.
Yeah. So that's actually on video, but luckily they did edit that part out.
Yeah, maybe. We'll have to see.
Good time. Well, look, that's been an hour and almost 15 minutes, Russ. Yeah. I think we should call the ball since I've been up since 4:30. Guys, just so you know, I am working on Birchwood Burning Part 2. That way I can get Matthew back to work since he did such a good job on the first book. For those of you that ordered the first book, man, that stayed on the number one bestseller new release for a long time. So I certainly do appreciate that. So I think we're going to, like I said, knock out book 2 of that series. And I've already started book 4 of the Eden series. So I'm working as hard as I can, making some good progress. And don't worry. Look, I know I left you on a cliffhanger on book 1. Book 2 picks up right from there. And it's asses and elbows from there. This is not going to be your love story that book 1 was. This is going to be crap has hit the fan, and it's time to go to work. So
absolutely,
you guys hopefully you like that. Russ, what do you got?
Man, I'll I'll end it like I always do, man. It's all about community, guys. And there he goes again. It's all about community. Get training, get to know your folks around you. We are our own first responder. We know this. Western North Carolina has proven it. No one's coming to help us. Western North Carolina has proved it. But prepare, but don't forget to live, guys. I always say you got an end date, a birth date, and an end date. Concentrate on the dash, guys. Enjoy your life, but you got to be prepared for tomorrow.
Sounds good. All right, guys. We are going to call the ball. Get out and vote. Let's save our country. Look, at the end of the day, I think shit's going to go sideways anyhow. regardless of who wins this election. Be prepared, like Russ said, but don't be overly worried about what's going on in the world. Take care of you and yours. Take care of your tribe, and be